Okay, all right. Sorry, I was putting my water somewhere else. You know what? We're even going to move it from there because last week we spilled the damn thing. How are y'all doing today? It's Thursday. Hope you're all doing well. It's almost the start of the weekend, and it feels like it's almost summer. And I'm very happy about that. It's going to be a big summer. It's going to be a big summer. Make or break in many ways in this household, even though we're moving to a new household. Let me see how everything's going. You know, Markleford, I don't even need to read this because I saw your message in Discord. Markleford won the bracket contest. He predicted the best possible, well, not the best possible, but he got the highest total score. We're going to go over all the results of that, but he's not here. He's at the dentist, which is way worse. Although I'm sure there are some people that would argue they would rather go to the dentist than listen to me waffle. Rubbish Guitar Bloke, he's making tea. Hello, my favorite Serbian ever. I want to call you Milinkovic Savic. What a great player. He's huge, too. Sean plays guitar. How's it going? Debs, you're working on a Squire Tele. Which one? We might be working on a Squire. We might be going on another adventure. Because I'm fundraising. We'll get into that, too. We're going to head over to the Guitar Center on Saturday. Maybe we'll check out the Guitar Center's website. I think Guitar-a-thon started today. Hello, Greg, Jason, Joey. All right. So, let's start off right with the winners. We'll get that out of the way. Now, thank you to all of you who did decide to fill out a free bracket. If we ever do this again, I encourage you all to fill out the free bracket because these people are all going to win prizes, and they didn't have to do anything to get them. So let's go ahead. Well, I mean, they had to predict the bracket, but... Okay, so these are the final results. The Jazzmaster won, controversially to some people, but some of you were smart enough to know me very well, and some of you have clearly been married in your lives. Because you go by what your partner would do. The Jazzmaster. The 77 came in second, which I was very insulted. So many of you had that knocked out. It beat the R9. And then finally, the JV Strat and the Gibson tied for third. We did not do a third place game. But as far as the predictions go, this is what really matters as far as the results. We have Markleford with 41 points. Had one guitar correct out of the final four, and he could have won. This is all the more reason I encourage all of you, if we ever do this again, fill out a bracket. Untitled, I know who that is. It's actually Deb. Deb came in second with 34 points. And Sure Thing, which is Easy Rocker, came in third. And I actually emailed him before the tournament started because you could see here nothing is underlined. He didn't pick a winner. He only picked up until the finals. Although it wouldn't have mattered because the JV Jazzmaster was not in the finals. And if he had picked the 77, it really wouldn't have made a difference. However, those are your three winners with no grand prize winner, the $100 gift card because nobody got a perfect bracket. But I have a feeling we'll do something similar like this at some point into the future again. I have all of your emails. I'm purposely not logged in right now because I don't want the internet to have all of your emails, even though Markleford used a fake email. That was very helpful. Deb, I already have yours, and then Easy Rider, I will contact you, and you'll all get your stuff. And that'll be the end of that. So very cool. Very cool indeed. Congratulations to everybody. And Rex, we are playing a mean game of phone tag, my friend. I've been calling Rex... and it's going to voicemail. And then Rex is calling me. Rex called me literally 10 minutes before I was supposed to play a set. And I was like, oh, Rex, no, like I can't do it right now. And then by the end, I was just like, no, I'm like, I can't call him just because the time difference and all that stuff. But yeah, I got to catch up with you. Hopefully we'll be able to be in the right place at the right time. Although after this stream, I have to film part 2 of another Fender Japan series, because a few weeks ago I made an informative video about in 2017 they redid a lot in Fender Japan, and they did the traditional line. I mentioned we're going to make a separate video when I have one of the original hybrids. I have one of the original hybrids, so that's what's going to be filmed. Tomorrow, it is either going to be that or something really, really cool that I'm excited to start doing on a regular basis. And I encourage any of you who are working in music, whether you're just playing gigs around town, if you're working on a record, you have a record, you want to promote it, shoot me an email, because we have Matt from the band Strike. If you're on this channel, that podcast is either going to be tomorrow or Sunday, depending on if I can get the hybrid video all shot and done today, because I've been running around. So yeah, no, really cool. Really excited about that. And Saturday I'm heading to a Guitar Center. Cool. It is Guitar-a-thon. All right, well, we'll check. We'll see what they have. Although I know what they have. I just want to see what other kind of deals they have. I saw the presser for that. You never win. You came in second, Deb. Good job. Since you already got a mug, I already know what you're getting. You're getting something cooler than that. And yes, Daniel, good to see you as well. Do you want to go right into the Guitar-a-thon? Or can I just, for a few minutes, sing the praises of that old tube amp? Can I do that? I love that amp. I haven't played with that amp in years. And going back to that with after playing the Gremlin so much, and the Gremlin is great. It really is. But the thing I love about the MusicMan, it's the reverb on it is phenomenal. It really is. The tremolo is very different. It's not a typical one that you would find on a Princeton circuit or a deluxe reverb, but it's super cool. I'm not exactly sure which type it is, but I'm going to make a video going over the different types of tremolos that come on amps and in pedals, because they all have their own unique characteristics, but I really love that one for super choppy stuff. And I've just been playing it and having an absolute blast. I was up with the Telecaster last night, just losing time, I think, an hour and a half. And I played it at night, and I didn't wake anybody up. That's how much I wanted to play it. But no, it's great. And the other thing that's really cool is it breaks up really well. You can't do that at night though, because you got to dime it, and then you just control the master volume. You dime the channel volume so the tubes start working, and then the master volume you just kind of gently finesse to the point where you're not going to go deaf. So like 1.5. Any louder than that, and you'll blow out your windows in your house, which is bad. I don't recommend doing that. But I'm telling you, I've had so much fun, and now with this thing with Tone King, which is a whole other thing, I don't know how much usage I have for that amplifier. It'll have to really blow me away when it comes back in order for it to stay. It is what it is. So, Greg, you got something. You stopped by the Gibson garage on your way back home. Ended up getting 2 of those inspired by Gibson Epiphones. You should have shipped me one. I would have demoed it. Which ones did you get? You got a 59 and you got the 355, didn't you? That would be my guess. Let me know about that. So while we do this, let's load up. Oh, come on, you can do it. GuitarCenter.com. Because we are equal opportunity in this land. All right, so it loaded. I didn't even have to click anything in the menu. That's kind of weird. Okay, so now, this guitar I already knew about. This was the blue Stratocaster. There's also a Telecaster. They're in Daytona blue. And they have pickups that I've never seen this set on. Especially on a Telecaster specifically. Don't allow. Leave me alone. Stop stalking me. Wait a second. Free pickup installation? If you have a semi-hollow body guitar That is solid. That's genuinely solid. If you buy a set of discounted or whatever pickups from Guitar Center and you don't want to pay for that install, because that install's a pain in the butt, they'll do it for free for you. That's awesome. Good on you, Guitar Center. Good on you. All right, let's go to the new arrivals. And this is, yes, the Saturday Night Specials. Now, the Saturday Night Special is a pickup that I have firsthand experience with. Not in Fender-style guitars, but in... no, I don't need that right now. Okay? But I've played these in... oh, my goodness gracious. You guys are really hard selling me right now. Not making yourselves look great. In the Les Pauls that I've tried the Saturday Night Specials in, I had an Orville by Gibson that I threw a gold set of Saturday Night Specials. I love them in humbucker form. They've now developed single coil versions of them. I love this blue. It's Daytona blue. It is super sweet. The only thing I don't get with the Strat, why does it have black pickup covers on the neck in the middle? That was the one thing I didn't understand. But I mean, that's something that's pretty easy to fix, so long as they're not stacked pickups. And then it's just a custom player Strat. However, those are really, really, really good pickups. And if you can get one that plays really well, if you could play it in person, like this is a guitar like an HSS Strat or just a standard Telecaster. You're going into gigging season. These are guitars that'll do everything for you. They really will. And they're not so dear that if something happens to them, you're not gonna cry from the value lost. But I think the only things that really separate this from a regular player are indeed the finish and the pickup set. But that would be an expensive pickup set. That's for sure. Those are not just generic ones. Those are new for this guitar. Outside of the bridge pickup on this one. And then they have a Telecaster version of it, which we will go real quick. Shop all. Let's see. We only care about electric guitars for right now. Now, where is the Tele? Oh, no, not yet. I know about that one. That one's the one that stole my heart. It's not a Fender. Where's Fender? There it is. Okay. Now this set of pickups has never been they're not available. When I saw the presser for these, I went to Duncan's website a few days ago and I was just like, where are they? They're not there. You can't buy them. So these Saturday Night Special Tele single coil pickups, as of right now, you'd only be able to get them in this guitar. And I thought that was really cool. It would be fun to compare these with the Lawlers, the Special S or the Special Ts, because they're both going to have that like a little bit more aggressive tone to it without being like quarter poundish. Yep. Yeah, not in any other guitar. So I like when, if you're going to do a special run of something, having something that is genuinely unique to it, because that's not always the case, is always cool. And the color blue is always cool. The bridge, not the biggest fan of. I prefer the vintage style, but that's something that a player you could swap, and that's it. Those are the two guitars from Fender, and then these people from Gibson here. These people. Where are you? You peeked out before. There it is. Look what they brought back. When I read this on the SKU, open box at $29. Anyone got a credit card I can borrow? Oh, man. Block inlays, Pelham blue, $335. I love that. That hits every single box. Very expensive. But see, the problem with this is, as cool as that is, if you're not in love or you're not diehard with the Pelham blue like I would be, you can get a used 63 custom shop for about $300 more than that, if you know where to look. I could think of 2 shops right now that would have that for $39.99. But man, what pickups are in this one? Does this come with the calibrated T-types? Yeah, T-types. So it's really similar to my 335. And it's the rounded C, not a slim taper. And then it's pretty much the exact same guitar as my guitar, but way better looking. All right. Walnut. I mean, you're either going to like the 70s or you're not. And that is what it is. Okay, cool. Let's see if there's anything else interesting here. Yeah, they just released these. This is not Guitar Center exclusive, but thin line Teles and Strats in the Pro 2 line. I'm not going to spend a lot of time. I'm not going to click it. I thought it was interesting, but I was not the biggest fan of Tort. Therefore, they do not get my vote. I apologize, Fender. But yeah, like the Strat I find much more interesting because thin line Telecasters are very common. Stratocasters outside of the Eric Johnson and custom shop models and those Sonoma limited editions, they're not something you see every day. So it's nice that they're doing that. At least I think so. Scroll down. These aren't deals, guys. These are all like normal prices. Do you have any? What's on sale? What's on sale here? New arrivals. No, I don't want new arrivals. I want the sale. Guitar-a-thon. Yes, sale. Guitars. Sorry. Kind of spazzing out here. Schecter at $500. That's not something that's going to float my boat, but for people that like that stuff, that's cool. The 60s Quilt Gibsons or Epiphones, $500. Anything else really jump out here? A lot of the same. This is the one thing that happens. You'll find very often with these sorts of sales, the same guitars end up going on sale for these events. All right, here. A traditional Pro made in America Gibson for $1,800, or you could buy the Inspired by Gibson Chinese Epiphone for $13 or $12. I don't know. To me, that seems like I'd spend a little extra and get the American one. And the D'Angelicos, those are just, I don't even know why they priced them where they do, because that's the one guitar brand. They're always on sale. Classic Vibes, $100 off on the offset, looks like. And we'll get out of here in just a second. The regular 59 without the fancy pickups is $900. That's $100 off. All right. And the Jag, $350. No discount on Birdman. Just a price drop. And the only reason that's a price drop, that's not even a price drop. That's the regular price, because that's not even the one that comes with the American pickups. That's the one that comes with, I could tell by looking real close. Yeah, you can tell by the shape. Those are the cheapo G&B pickups that are best served into a garbage can. So that's not really a great price on that. And that's it. We're not going to go through all 6 pages. But free pickup installation, that's pretty cool. And anything with amps, do a quick one through. But not looking like much. It's your typical 10% off a lot of stuff. All right, cool. We tried. If anyone wants to deep dive this further and check out any of this stuff, let me know. But I got to check on you guys. That's what we do here. All right. How far am I? Markleford, you missed your moment of pride, of shame. Not of shame, of fame. I know the words rhyme, but yeah, a little bit different. Congratulations. The blue is gorgeous. Which blue? The blue on the Fenders or the Pelham blue? I like both. I'll be honest with you. I would really like to try those pickups, man. I mean it. I can't buy them though. The Saturday night specials. I love those in the humbucker form. Be very interested to see how it goes compared to the Lawlers. The Pelham Blue. Yeah, I know. That's what I want. That's what I want too. But you can't have them all. Awesome. They're well with the price, the specs of the Gibson, minus the nitro finish for a quarter of the price. Tell us how you feel about the PRS overseas pickups. Or do you want me to tell you about how I feel about everything with PRS? Those pickups are seriously shit. They're fine for the import line. Do not get me wrong. Do you guys remember the video that I made where I compared the stock pickups, the 8515S versus the regular 8515s? It went from sounding like a toy guitar to sounding like a guitar that is priced where that guitar was priced at to begin with. It was not even close. You have no dynamics. You have the thinnest sounds imaginable once you split the coils on it. No character, no clarity. What you're paying for, to give credit, when you're paying for with one of the SE PRSs, is that compared to everything else in its price range that's available in the United States of America, I'm going to stress that, you're going to get a guitar that's fit and finishes good, and the fretwork is not going to leave you bleeding or immediately scheduling in with your luthier or your tech to get the thing properly fixed. That's what you're really paying for. Because it ain't the pickups. It ain't the pickups. Hello, Mr. Professionals. How are you guys doing today? Not trying to look at the screen. You just bought 2 guitars yesterday, and now it's Guitar-a-thon. That's how it goes. Blue and green does have the best tone. You want to put that theory to the test? That's really funny that you mentioned those 2 colors. We'll see. We'll see something that happens soon on this channel. I am waiting for a package today. I skipped over the Gretsch guitars. Those are the ones that they're the ones that are always on the same sales. Like I'm so used to seeing those ones on sale. The ones that they put on sale for these are never the ones that you or I look at. They're the base level ones. The only time I see like the 5G5622T and that level of one that's normally like $900,000, the only times I see those on sale are at places like Pitbull Audio. That's where I got the one for half price. That's the only reason we did that demo. About 18 months ago. 2 years ago. Oh my God, yeah, it was 2 years ago because it was February. Jesus, time flies. Time flies. Talking about the Gremlin, best home small gig amp, Princeton Gremlin or any other one to consider. I think I love the Gremlin. There are times that I do wish it came with the onboard reverb and it came with the built-in trem. I really do. I'd be lying if I said I didn't miss that. But that thing is so reliable. It sounds incredibly good. As we have seen, if you're somebody who's going to play with humbuckers, you can easily switch out the preamp tube. And you only need to switch out the one in V1. There's 2 slots, V1, V2, and then power tube. You only need to switch out the preamp tube in V1 to get the desired effect. And you add in headroom that way. Somebody was asking if I'm going to try any other tubes with that to see if there's like a good compromise, because we went from one extreme to the other, 12AX7 to 12AU7. We could do an AY, an AT. I don't know. Well, it's something that I'd be definitely interested in, because I do feel like I lost a little bit of the magic with the single coils now, with the AU7 in it. I don't like it as much with that. So what I think I'm going to do is put an AX7 back in it, and then when I want to play a humbucker guitar clean, I got a gigantic MusicMan amp. I'll be just fine. We'll be just fine. But overall, I cannot say enough good things about the Gremlin. And the fact that it really does, it has stood the test of like so many hours of usage and being moved around. It's great. Antiquity 1 versus Antiquity 2, or Alnico 2 versus Alnico 5. You want to upgrade your Jag. Do you want more mellow or do you want more modern? I like Alnico 2. Alnico 2 gets you like a really sweet tone. It's not as modern sounding, but I like that. I like those magnets a lot. If it were me, that's what I would want. If I wanted something that's going to have a little bit more grit to it, potentially, and a little bit more of a modern sound, I'd go with the 5s. Okay. The blue Fenders have your interest? Yeah, they're nice. I agree. And then you can only get them at Guitar Center, I believe, because, they're Guitar Center exclusive. So, yeah, you'd have to get them at Guitar Center. Do you get triggered? I honestly thought that when I saw Do You Get Triggered, he was going to say something about PRS because Sublime was trolling me about that. Do you get triggered when the neck color is different than the body color with natural or transparent color guitars? I have a problem with it. I couldn't buy one. I don't like it on Gibson, if that's what you're asking. Like, you would have to be, I don't know. But in general, like for example, right now they have Les Paul standards that come with the Pelham Blue finish on the top. The back and the sides and the neck are natural. I can't stand that. No, I wouldn't buy one because of that. I want the whole thing to be blue. That's how I picture Gibsons. So, fortunately, it's not something I have to worry about. But yeah, I guess you could say it bothers me a little bit. It doesn't trigger me though. You just spent $500 on a fuzz pedal. $500 on a fuzz pedal. The hell fuzz pedal did you buy? That's a lot of money for a fuzz. Hey, Rafa. You wanted a 335 Pelham Blue, but when you got your Tri-5 in Ocean Turquoise, put Tomastic flat wounds, and you have them look back. Saved some money. Good for you, brother. Love to hear it. So we're all in agreement. None of us like that unless it's a bolt-on. Hey, Bradford, how you doing? Bradford and I were having an interesting exchange about Facebook and how it's the devil. Oh, man. It's hard as hell, right? It's hard not to spend money. It's hard sometimes. Shiny new objects require your attention at all times. I understand. All right. Hello, Steve. Steve, I got a bone to pick with you, Steve. Not really. I'm not being serious right now. I was doing some cleaning, nothing to do with guitar, and I clicked on one of your streams. I wanted to see how you're going along with that, and you mentioned a place called SuperDangerStudios. He's a good guy. And you said Rafa showed him to you. And I was just like, Rafa would have never known about him if it wasn't for me. I'm the one that posted and linked that guy's stuff ages ago when he had like no subscribers. See, it's the little things in life. But you wouldn't have known that. But I'm happy that guy kills it with his production. He makes me angry. Because that guy, let me tell you something about that guy. It's one thing when you have like that cinema level production, because his videos are that good. His videos are that good production-wise. That guy is an excellent musician at multiple instruments. So you put that combination together. He doesn't post a ton of videos, but when he does, it's just like, the quality is outrageously good. It's outrageously good. So I was stoked about that. And I was really happy. No, Steve, I'm busting Rafa's balls. That's all I'm doing. I don't care. My point is that I'm happy people are finding him. Because, like I said, he doesn't post often. But when he does, it is like primo quality stuff. He's a smart guy, and he's somebody that is worth listening to 100%. So seeing other people find out about his channel and then having them spread that information to other people, like that's killer. And I'm not going to tag him in this. I'm not going to bother him. Maybe I'll send him an email and bother him that way. You took your... Triggered should not be a word to describe feelings. I agree with you. I hate that word nowadays. I'm over it. You could say it makes me feel annoyed. Just took my Juliet and Helix yesterday, the open mic for a while, and was super quick to set up and really easy. You enjoyed it. Weren't you doing that anyways? If I'm not mistaken? Or were you doing the hybrid setup again? I get lost with you. I know you were sending one signal to the board and then using an amp. But there is something really nice about being able to just bring one piece of gear, really, that's very light with you and your guitar and just be able to play. Simple is better sometimes. It's a Cunningham Amps Nick Perry signature MK1 tone bender. You have another signature Nick Perry fuzz face from Dustin Francis. I can't read. It was impossible not to complete the set. I get it. Oh, and Steve, let's work out schedules. You seem like somebody I'd have a lot of fun talking to. Discounted PRS Silver Sky versus discounted Cory Wong Strat. You are comparing a... Are you guys car people? In this scenario, the Cory Wong Strat is a Honda NSX Type R. One of the original ones. Not one of these garbage ones of these days. One of the original ones from the early 90s. It would be like an NSX Type R. It's a driver's car. Excellent. Fantastic build. Class and elegance and everything. And Silver Sky in this case would just be not even a Civic Si, just be Civic. Are both of those gonna get you to work? Yeah. Is one gonna be infinitely better an experience to play in my experience? Yeah. Is one not going to require another dollar into it or potentially make you say, let me modify it, like in the case of a base model Honda Civic? Yeah. The Cory Wong is better in every single aspect. And the fact that you can get the Cory Wong still for $1,200, why anyone would look at a Silver Sky unless this Silver Sky was like $300? It's no contest. No contest. My Fender bias. Look at me. The guy who's accused of hating Fender and giving Fender too much crap. I'm singing their praises hard. That Cory Wong guitar is awesome. Although you'll see with it something I filmed, I'm very angry with one aspect of it, which has nothing to do with how it plays, but I was assured 2 different pick guards were going to fit. Neither fit, so we're stuck with the Perloid. I did the Callahan install video. Somebody wanted to see how to set up the bridge and get the arm not to be so stiff. So I did that. That should be in the coming days as well. Just got to get that edited. No, don't worry about it, Rafa. There's car person here. You are my buddy, Bradford, on so many levels. Bradford's a guy I'd like to hang out with. Okay. You'd vote for the Cory Wong, but always get the one you find yourself thinking about the most. Plus, I'm not a PRS fan. I'd just go for the Cory Wong. It's that the fact that you see. Here's the thing, because it's the Cory Wong. If you were saying the Silver Sky discounted for like $500-600 versus the full price Cory Wong, that's like $2,250. Maybe we're having a different conversation because that's not fair. That's apples to oranges, price-wise. You could buy a Silver Sky and a decent amp. You could buy a Silver Sky and a Gremlin. Or the Cory Wong. Then you're having a different discussion. But the fact that the Cory Wongs are still $11.99 at Franklin Guitar Works, not even a second thought, not even anything. It's not fair. It's not fair. And I guarantee you this. Another example of this, just food for thought. If you were to tell Greg, who loves these inspired by Gibson guitars, and he's really gigging. He's actually using these things. But if he was in a store and they said, we will give you the Gibson equivalent for $300 more, both brand new. Do you think he's really going to take the inspired by Gibson in that scenario? I don't think he is. Sometimes the deal is so good. If you're already looking for that style of guitar, you're good. You sold all your Gibsons. You need a Fender Jaguar. I wish that Fender made a Fender Jaguar. That wasn't a Johnny Marr in America. Or a custom shop, even though there's like no custom shops available. There's like, I think 15 total. No, in the United States. They just won't do it. They don't like me. I'll call my Fender up. He's newer. He's a really funny guy. I like him. Maybe I'll call him and I'll complain. Like, and when you do it, send it to me. I'll be happy to demo it for you. What is my current gigging? The Gremlin and the Cory Wong. And the Benson preamp and a tuner. That's pretty much what I use. But what I'm changing to, because when we move, I'm going to play a lot of solo gigs. I'm literally just going to bring the HX Stomp, a guitar, and the Bose S1. That's it. And I'm going to play anywhere and everywhere that will have me. I'm going to have so much time. But I'll get into that in a second. Let me just catch up more. I always feel bad when I don't read the comments. Time to trigger me. No, stop at the triggering. I take the PRS, the SE Silver Sky over any Fender, any day of the week. I'm over Fender. This is a guy who had too many Fenders when I started out. Now you got no taste. Some people don't have taste, and I understand that. You know, I was a man of little taste for a lot of my life, honestly. When I was a kid, I thought Telecasters were stupid. I thought a Telecaster was a dumb old man's guitar, and I really, really didn't like Bruce Springsteen. And I grew up in New York, so it was not cool to not like Bruce Springsteen, but he was everywhere. So every time I thought of a Telecaster, or I saw a Telecaster, I thought of that guy. Never liked him. Always wanted other stuff. Then one day, somebody told me to try Telecaster. They're like, this is great. You ever play one of these? And I was just like, yeah. Hadn't really ever given it a chance. I sat and I played, and I was a bit of a better player than when I had started. And the appreciation I instantly had for it, I was just like, I'm a fool. This is the best guitar. I didn't go that extreme that quick, but eventually I got there. Our opinions change. But I would take, what would I rather have than NES PRS? Fill in the blank at this point. I do like the new, well, it's not new. Just have pickup. It has new pickups in it. The only PRS I find remotely interesting is the Vela. The semi-hollow Vela, to be specific. I find that an interesting guitar. Not interesting enough to spend the money on it. But again, we all have different tastes. You had an SE Silver Sky with a maple finger card. It was an okay guitar. It felt cheap. But that's how I feel about all of them. Except the Core. But the problem I had with the Core McCarty, first of all, the fact that on a $4,000 guitar, I shouldn't have to worry about all of the blue or the purple fading out. And it was, even in that stupid display case. Not that the display case is stupid. The fact that my friend even did it for me. I got guitars more expensive. The R9 is just hanging out in the rack, man. That's a little bit more expensive than the McCarty was. That thing, I look at that as an instrument. I have fun playing it. Not necessarily left with it, but I'm not babying it. I'm not afraid of the thing as far as like, ooh. Because I knew if I ever got a scratch on that PRS and I ever went to resell it, that the PRS buyers suck and it was going to be a nightmare. And guess what? It was. And I just, the fretwork was great on it. The neck was all right on it. Is very, out of all the PRS neck carves, the one that was on that McCarty was a pattern regular. And that's the best PRS neck. I think. That's the best one they've ever made. Didn't sound out of this world good. It was just a really reliable guitar that you had to really be careful if you didn't want the finish to lose itself. and that I felt the need to baby. And I don't ever want to have, and this goes beyond PRS, I don't want to ever have any other guitar that I feel like that with. I'll happily play my old man guitars where I don't feel that way, even if they're worth more money. Rant over. But, I mean, some people play PRS guitars and they're happy with them. I don't care. This is just my opinion. If that, what's the word of the day, triggers you, then I apologize. What am I going to lie? I'm not going to lie. You're just going to get how I feel. And that's why I'm very popular with all the brands. And I get every new guitar and I get to tell you all, this company listened to you. This is the best. This sold out again. This solid state amplifier is the best amplifier you'll ever have in your entire life. Squier currently has the best Jaguar, sadly. Well, we're going to put that to the test on Saturday. You started first coat of Bolt guitars. Too impatient. Oh, you're doing a refinish too? Oh, man. Steve, you strike me as somebody that would drink a lot and then try and do that. That's a stream I would watch. That's a stream I would tune into. Somebody who's never tried to do a finish on a guitar, drinking and trying to do it. I'd watch that. Only because you're a funny guy. Your banter would probably be hilarious. And your accent's great. I already read that about the Squier. The Bose S1, are you liking it? Or you just got the Headrush Core and Ace S8, the Yamahas. You're starting to look for something that can be played out with it, though. The S1 is perfect, and that's all you need. That's the thing that I like the most about the S1. You get the S1, and you're just done. That thing gets used every day, one way or another, in different capacities. It gets moved around a house. If my kid wants to clean her room, which is a very rare occurrence, but I'll put on something she wants, I'll move the speaker in there. If I want to jam along with an actual vinyl record, we did this the other day with Cory Wong's The Lucky One. I had my Strat plugged into the Helix, or the HX Stomp, and then the Helix going wirelessly to the S1. The record is playing. That's getting fed in through the aux input on the S1, and I'm just playing along and having fun wirelessly. And then just for general music listening usage and gigging perfect, it's perfect. It's perfect. And at the prices that those things sell at, if you really liked modelers, like if you had a modeler you loved, that's a really hard thing to beat. And it's light. It's really light. It's just convenient, man. It's just convenient. And for me to say this much about like a digital-ish kind of solution should tell you. I really mean it. I love it. I love it. Always get a $2,000 guitar for $1,000 always, even if you hate the guitar. That's exactly why I did that. That's exactly why I did that. And that ended up working itself out. Because doing that other guitar for half the price, notice there's no surf green one anymore. Something took its place. Something did. Y'all haven't seen it yet. The SE DGT blew your mind. You've got Sir's PRSs, and while I won't lie and say the DGT is as good, I confirm it is a really, really good guitar. It felt like a really sterile guitar to me. I had the chance to take one of those home pretty early. When those first released and they were possible to get, there was a place locally that had one. I played it for about a half hour. There was nobody in there. That neck carve is actually pretty good. I like that. Fretwork was like Fender Japan level, which is a compliment. I think the real problem here is fretwork is so bad across the board, which we kind of talked about why that was last week. We're not going to get into that again. Too long, don't read. They need to pay people better if they want better people to do the work. Yeah. It felt like the construction was on par with a budget Japanese guitar, which is a good thing, again, compared to what we normally get. And the pickups were just is very sterile. Very sterile. But comfortable. This is a comfortable guitar. I get weight to it too. And I like the neck. Thoughts on D'Angelico. These are the times I like D'Angelico. When they're half price. And I say that not as an insult to D'Angelico, but because I know that they're going to be half price at some point throughout the year, multiple times. I did a review on this channel of the Bedford SH. And I really, really, really like that guitar outside of the fact that this is the reason why I do not have a D'Angelico, mind you. The neck is way too thin for me. If they made the D'Angelicos with a little bit of a bigger neck or another neck option that was a little bit bigger, I'd probably have one. Because I think the designs are cool. They're unique. They're stylish in their own way. They have cool layouts for pickups. I like them. But if a guitar neck is that thin, it doesn't matter. None of that stuff matters. I can't get along with it. Not long term. I ended up bringing that guitar back pretty quick. And every D'Angelico I pick up, and I asked them directly, I'm like, do you have any with a bigger, or like, are you planning on making any guitars with a bigger neck? And they said, no, this is it. And I was like, okay. Some people love it, some people don't. You have had every strat into a parts caster. The only way I could tolerate a strat is add the mid boost kit. Oh, you know what your problem is right there? Your amp. Your amp's the problem. In addition, I found that Fenders hurt your hand and wrist for some reasons. No other guitar affects you like Fenders do. That's weird. The Chibson guys need to do a PRS relic offering. The Chibson guys need to go out of business. I would just never do it again. I hate Chibson. I hate Chibson. And yes, I'm not the biggest fan of Paul Reed Smith guitars. However, with that being said, when it comes to Chibson and Chibsons and fake Fenders and fake everything, all the people that make those should just, yeah, I hate them. I hate people that make blatant fakes and give them fake serial numbers and put fake logos on guitars. I hate all that crap. I wish it would stop and never happen again. They all belong in a dumpster. I went from cute to deadly serious there. I've been off the drink for 6 weeks. Congratulations. It'll be. You stopping for good or you just taking a break? Well, I've been tempted lately. It'll be 4 years for me in 2 months with not a single sip. The older my kid gets, and the more attitude she gets, and the smarter she gets, and the more manipulative she gets, because she's smart. She's too smart. The end of a long day, sometimes just, you know what? I'd love a whiskey. Just one. Neat. Or I'll have my wife make a Manhattan. I used to love the way she made those. I'd be happy. I can't do it, though. But congratulations. If you're trying to clean up for good, that's good. You started the refinish? Yeah, it takes forever to get rid of the poly. You gigged with the S1 since the day it came out. They work perfectly and sound great with modelers. Mine has done hundreds of gigs, never fails. Yeah, they're great. I see no reason to do anything but the S1 from personal experience. What's the saying that Martin Tyler used to always say? The football commentator. Football with your feet, not throwing an egg. Paper never won a football match. And I say that because like spec sheets and all that stuff, we look at this piece of gear has this one doesn't, this does this one doesn't, this one's priced here, this one doesn't. Sometimes the actual usage outweighs all of that, and you won't know it until you try. And I was shocked. I'm shocked at how good the S1 is. To this day, I love that thing. And it gets loud. It gets loud for a little guy. It's very impressive. Okay, let me see here. If you were forced to play a Super Strat and only a Super Strat for the rest of my life, what would I choose? A super strat? That's a good question. You know what I would choose? I know the answer to this. I would choose a Sir. I would do a classic S, though, so at least looked correct. Single humbucker with the 2-point Wilkinson 510. No, the Goto 510. Sorry. And the Thornbuckers. I don't want that circuit in it, though, that makes them noiseless. I'd throw that right in the garbage. But yeah, I'd go with the Sir. I'd go with the Sir for a super strat. It's a nice compromise in between. I had to think about that. Well done. Normally, I can come up with some BS off the top of my head. I couldn't do it there. You almost bought the Cory Wong, Greg, when you did, but you needed your card free for the Gibson garage visit. Wasn't sure I could recoup it for them, but it sure would have helped with the sale profit. It sure would have. Sure would have. Don't need Chibson to copy PRS Framus does. I've seen no other name companies do the same thing. I just can't stand it. I can't stand it. I hate the counterfeit crap. Nothing is worse than that. And you could say, oh, well, this brand stole this design. Or, like some people on the Momo Say video, they're like, that's just a Fender Jaguar. No, they put their spin on it, and they're not labeling it as a Fender freaking Jaguar. Nowhere on it does it say that. Just like when PRS makes their Silver Sky. Where did they get the inspiration from that from? I wonder, Cotton. I don't know. I don't know where that accent came from. But the point is, the companies like that, they're making it their own. When you are just labeling something fraudulently, that's trash. That's trash. Not a fan at all. Anyway. Amen on the Chibsons. You just opened the Bedford Chase? Yeah, Forza Milan. You don't know I support Milan? I love Milan. Not the best, year. Not the worst year. So it's going to be a bit of a step back considering how far we went due to circumstances in the Champions League last year. But lots to look forward to. And now Tonali is England's problem. God bless the guy, but that gambling stuff, oof, big trouble. Just need Leao to grow up and be an adult. I have no opinion on the Chibson thing. I have heard those guitars are testing positive for lead. Yeah, and that's another reason not to do it. I hate counterfeits because they're used to scam new players, and they're usually so quickly. Yeah, that's the other thing. Well, think about this. Like, say you're a dude, and you really just started playing guitar. You don't watch YouTube. You can go to a forum, but there's so much garbage on forums. It would be hard to get like a straight answer for some people, or you just don't do that at all. You know what a Gibson looks like, kind of. Like you've seen them in videos, or a Fender, whatever. And you know what the prices are because you've been looking at Sweetwater. Some guy writes a sob story. I'm getting evicted. It's the end of the month. I hate to sell this, but I gotta sell it. This is the exact amount of money I need. I'm not trying to be greedy. I've seen this multiple times. In California, you'd see this all the time. And they'd claim it was a Les Paul Custom, Les Paul Standard, whatever. Blatant Chibson. Now, to somebody like me, I can see that and be like, this guy's a douchebag. Like, this is not legit. To that new player, though, they won't know. They won't know. And what if they don't have a guitar friend that can go with them? What if they're really just on their own with it? They go and they spend $1,000 on a Chibson Les Paul Standard that's worthless. First of all, that guy makes out like a bandit, and that encourages him to buy another Chibson and rip off another person. Second of all, that person, before they even know that, they don't know what a Gibson feels like. They might form an opinion on the brand of Gibson without knowing they're not playing a Gibson. And then if they ever bring it in for work, they're going to have some very bad news. They're going to be very angry. And guess who's not going to answer that phone call? The person who sold them the Chibson. All of it's bad. There's no positive that comes out of it. There's no, oh, it's an affordable way. No, you have many affordable brands that are actually proud enough to put their name on the headstock. There's no reason to buy those counterfeit pieces of garbage. Who do I think is winning the Champions League? Who do I want to win the Champions League, or who do I think is winning the Champions League? I would say Real Madrid are going to win the Champions League if their entire back line wasn't hurt and Lunin wasn't in goal. I think City leak too many goals. Their defense is shocking. They're not very good. Arsenal are complete frauds. They're trash. Bayern, compared to other Bayern teams, they're not very good. The PSG Barca match yesterday was a disgrace to the sport. Both of those teams suck. And the Barca fans celebrating beating a very, 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 very average PSG. Not a good look. And then you have Simeone's Atletico versus Dortmund. That's a boring match. Just very anti-football. I think whoever wins the second leg of City and Madrid will win the whole thing. I'd prefer it to be Real Madrid, though. I don't like City. I really don't like Pep Guardiola either. You got me, Stan. See, he triggered me. We're back to the word again. We're back to the word. You got me. And my current favorite player, depends on the day, man. I really didn't want them to sell Tonali. When they did. Watching them this year, I don't know. I really like the way a few players have heart to them. Like, I love Tomori. Tomori's a leader. He doesn't give up. I love Teo Hernandez. Because he's the kind of player that when he's on your team, you love him, but if you play against that kind of player, you hate him. That's who you want on your team. I'd say Teo. This season, I'd say Teo's my favorite. Yeah, exactly. Anyways, Barca fans have nothing to look forward to. They just bark. They bark. Amen on the Chibson rant. That's exactly why I sources out a Squire decal for my charcoal frost metallic Jag. Well, Bradford, I'm going to Guitar Center apparently on Saturday. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a Jeremy Clarkson. We're going to end on a bombshell today. So, very earlier on in the stream, I alluded to I was going to do some fundraising. I'm selling the JV Jazzmaster because it's worth a freaking fortune. I have seen some Jazzmasters that were not JVs. And I've seen some of the prices that they've sold at very recently. And I'm like, you know what? I don't want to gig with this guitar because I don't want to damage it. And when I play at home, I have the gold Jazzmaster. So I don't, it's hoarding at that point. And sometimes I'll hoard a guitar. This won't be the first time that I'll, have done that. But just how much money that is worth, we're moving. I have a lot of plans I want to do when we get up to our new house. And I want to try and make some serious stuff. We're going to try to take everything on our own shoulders. There's going to be a lot of stuff happening on here, but a lot of stuff happening off of here as well. And just full-time going out and just trying to make all the money I can. And I don't care if it's more on here or anything like that. Back to the Squire. What I'm going to do is this. I'm going to go buy a Classic Vibe. Why the hell would I buy another Classic Vibe? You already have a Classic Vibe and you took the thing apart. Touché, salesman. But here's my plan. I could sell the Japanese one for about $2,000. This one's now on sale for $350. I'll get it for less than that. I'll go trade in something because I know how to work the system at Guitar Center. You just trade in anything, and then they give you an extra 10% off on top of that and the value of whatever you traded in. I will take the new one apart entirely. I'll put the neck from the new one on the pink one. I'll take the pickups from the pink one, which are the Lindy Fralins, and put them in the new one. I already have all the hardware. I already have everything I would need to do it. I revert basically the pink one back to stock, minus the upgraded, the vibrato, and it goes and lives in my kid's room. And when she gets a little bit bigger, because the guitar is still way too big for her, it'll be there waiting for her. Right now, she's playing a smaller scale, Les Paul style instrument. So I'll have a classic vibe Partscaster Jaguar as my own gigging Jaguar. For the time being, that's more money there. 2 Telecasters are probably going to get sold. I'm even entertaining the idea of selling off something else. I'm going to try and raise as much money as I can, so we can really go and try and do this damn thing. Because you don't get anywhere in life if you don't take risks. And to take risks, you need funds. So that's that. Congratulations on the MusicMan going again. Those are great amps. They are. But that's it. Anyways. And they're all guitars. At the end of the day, if I lost all of them, so long as I kept the Jazzmaster, Telecaster, the R9, the Albatross, and the Strat, I'd be just fine. Just fine. Thank you all for checking it out today. I'm going to get going. I love you guys. Yeah, again, those are the highlights of the stream. I really liked that deal at Guitar Center. That has nothing to do with buying a guitar, but the fact that they'll install your pickups for free. Again, if you have a semi-hollow body guitar, open it up. I'm going to look after this. If there's anything that good, I'll let you guys know if they have discounts on sales for pickups themselves. The fact that they'll do that installation for free from now until the beginning of next month, that's tempting. That's like the price of a set of pickups. But I'm getting out of here. Thank you all. I love you all. There will be something tomorrow, whether it's a podcast with Mr. Matt or video about Fender Japan's original hybrid line of guitars featuring a hybrid 60s Telecaster in ocean turquoise metallic. You'll see it tomorrow or you'll see it over the weekend. Thank you all. See you on the